Hello, good day. In this particular lecture, we are going to look at the rules for maximizing utility. The rules for maximizing utility is basically the rule related to that the combinations of the goods that give the maximum utility to a person. The combination actually comprises different quantities of the different commodities. A person has to decide that what quantity of one commodity relative to the other commodity he should consume to maximize his utility. So that is what basically is about. The rule of maximizing utility actually is related to these a trade-off between one affordable combination with all the other affordable combinations. That is a combinations of goods and services that maximize an individual's total utility. We can consider an example, like say, for example, if a person, Jose, has got the income of $50 and he has a choice between the two commodities, like say, for example, movies and t-shirts. The movies actually cost $7, whereas the t-shirt costs $14. To actually maximize utility, he actually will be consuming more of that good, which gives giving him more utility. Like say, for example, if you consider the additional utility that you get from the movies and the additional utility that you get from the t-shirts, like say, for example, if you're getting more utility from the t-shirts than you are getting more utility from the movies, the Jose will actually be consuming more t-shirts and less movies. In the other case, other way around, like of course, he will be actually consuming more movies and less t-shirts. But since the prices of these two commodities are different, we cannot compare their margin utilities directly. For that, we actually have a device, we have devised a principle. And the principle is to maximize total utility. You spend each dollar on an item which actually yields the greatest margin utility per dollar of expenditure. So what exactly we do basically, like when we actually decide about the total maximizing utility point, we generally do not actually compare directly the MUT with the MUM. Like MUM here stands for the margin utility of movies, and MUT actually stands for margin utility of t-shirts. But what actually we do, we divide them actually with the price of the t-shirt. Say, for example, if we divide this with the price of t-shirt, and we divide this the price of movies, then basically we can actually look at the point one. This point one says, to maximize utility, you should spend each dollar on item which yields the greatest margin utility per dollar of expenditure. Like here in this formula, what are we doing? Basically, we are comparing the additional utility that you are driving relative to the amount that you are spending in terms of the price. Like say, for example, the margin utility that you're driving from movies and the price you are spending on movies. Generally, you actually maximize utility at the point where these two ratios are equal, right? So this is actually the rule for maximizing utility. So Jose first purchase will will be a movie, like say, for example, because Jose actually tries to purchase either a t-shirt or a movie. The first movie gives Jose more margin utility per dollar than the first t-shirt. And because the movie is within his budget, he will purchase a movie first. Jose will continue to purchase the goods which give him the highest margin utility per dollar until he exhausts the budget. Okay. So since the price of t-shirt is not the same as the price of the movies, of course, it is not enough to just compare the margin utilities of the t-shirts with the margin utility of movies. What do we need to do? We need to control for the price of each product. We can again do this by computing and comparing the additional utilities per dollar of expenditure for each product. So margin utility per dollar is the amount additional utility Jose receives, the price for the given price of the product. So we will be this particular law actually explains that you should be actually like a person maximizes utility at the point where the comparison or the ratio between the utility that he derives from the product, the ratio between the price of the product and the marginality of the product and the price of that product is equal to the marginality of the another product with the ratio of its price. So here, you can basically say, say, for example, $1 is giving you as much utility from the expenditures of $1 is giving you as much utility from the consumption of t-shirt as much the same dollar gives you for the consumption of movies. So this is the basic principle for utility maximizing. We will continue about this utility in the next lecture. Thank you very much for joining us.